DJ Flat Earth, aka No Globe. No Globe Radio. One thing we all can agree on is that we live in one crazy ass world.
Thanks. I was like, now I have to do something pretty ridiculous and insane with my life. So why not sell my soul and go into the brand of music? Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul.
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
A sinkhole, just steps from the White House briefing.
Why is your hand over your eye?
Because I'm a devil worshiper. We talking so.
You motherfuckers have entered the rapture. And if ain't nobody flying up to heaven right now, obviously all y'all motherfuckers going to hell. Right?
Talk about some incredible video. This is from New Zealand.
Yeah, a huge sinkhole opened up on a farm this week.
Kinda makes you think and motivates you to do your own research and not trust everything the government and NASA tells us. With that said, these videos are why I'm convinced the earth is flat. If you don't like the knowledge that I'm dropping, simply click on another video and have a nice day. But if you're like me and need to see evidence through video, well, here's some pretty good damn examples. Special thanks to all them flat earthers who made the videos and clips available to everyone on YouTube. In this video, we're going to be looking at the firmament, aka the dome, the glass ceiling that we see all the time but never notice throughout social media and throughout celebrities just openly telling us.
Santa Claus kicks the deal. It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson just broke this dream's reality wide open.
You have people trapped in here.
When it's finished running, your government has sealed you all within this dome.
Whatever it is, it cut off all our roads.
The firmament is described in the Bible's creation narrative. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." In Egyptian mythology, Nut is the goddess of the sky. She is seen star-covered, arching over the earth, representing its dome. In Greek mythology, Uranus was the primeval god of the sky. The Greeks imagined the sky as a solid dome of brass, whose edges descended to rest upon the outermost limits of the flat earth. Uranus was the literal sky, and Gaia the earth. In the Roman era, he was often depicted as Eon, god of eternal time, in the form of a man holding the zodiac wheel, standing above Gaia. The Hebrews believed the sky was a solid dome. They called this solid vault of heaven the Rakia, with the sun, moon, and stars beneath. The dome is called Brahmanda. This is the structure of the world according to Finnish mythology, showing a dome with the stars projected onto it. In the Aboriginal conception of the world, the earth was circular and flat, covered by the dome of the sky, which stretched out to the horizon. And there have been many ancient artifacts found, which the mainstream has called stone handbags. But as you can see, there's no area to even carry anything. These were not handbags, they're artistic depictions of the dome here on flat Earth. So many ancient peoples knew about this dome and wove it into their worldview. The elite would have us believe that these are just made-up cosmologies, invented by peoples who were too scientifically ignorant to understand reality.
4, 3, 2, 1.
This right here is a weather balloon. It definitely hit something. Did y'all see that?
So you just sitting the rock hit the dome, right? And what was that rippling effect? It was like fucking war with me. I don't know, you all the bitches, you blow pussies.
Able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time. Highest, hardest glass ceiling this time. Thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. It may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now. We are all standing under a glass ceiling right now.
A glass ceiling? What the fuck did I say the dome was made out of? Molten glass. Damn. Y'all still think it was a coincidence? Fuck no. Now, back in 1962, they had this thing called the Operation Fishbowl. Some of y'all know what the fuck that is. Think about a fishbowl, right? Put a fishbowl upside down. You know, all around it, like a dome, like around the fucking earth. These motherfuckers back in 1962 tried to blow the goddamn dome up. Check this out.
Shout out to Delano TV. Y'all go subscribe to him. This shit's great.
Johnston Island was the center of launch and experimental activity for the 1962 high-altitude weapon effects testing termed Operation Fishbowl, geared to collect effects data from nuclear bursts at high altitudes. Standing offshore were 9 instrumented test ships, vital links in the Fishbowl effort. On islands south of the equator, in Johnston's southern magnetic conjugate area, a variety of instrumentation to collect effects data was set up for Fishbowl. All in all, of the 266 Fishbowl instrument stations, 156 were on land, while 10 ships housed 80 separate project stations. 15 test aircraft carried the other 30 stations. The need for the test work carried on at Johnston and its far-flung array was compelling, for it stemmed from urgent Department of Defense operational needs requiring that high-altitude phenomena resulting from a nuclear burst be defined with simultaneous direct measurements on military operational equipment. For while America had been making rapid strides in other aspects of missile technology, its investigation of high-altitude nuclear detonation effects had lagged due to the 1958 test moratorium.
in the Libyan Egyptian desert, it's like a 200-kilometer range. You can see there's tons of this, what they call Libyan glass. Each piece looks like it's been chipped off another piece, off another layer of glass. They're clear and pure, with some meteoric dust in them. The sand and rock native to the desert has a red hue and high in iron, unlike this Libyan glass. It can't be fused by the local sandstones. It's a completely different chemical composition to the local environment. And at the local meteor site, 150 kilometers away, they didn't find any there. So there's like 1,000 tons of this most natural glass ever found. And it takes up to 1,700 degrees before it starts to melt. That's over 500 degrees higher than any other natural glass. Conditioning from NASA or the government or school teachers. You see, it simply blocks out our view of a sort of a bulge, an egg, call it whatever you like. If you look at it for a while and see into it and forget all the labels, you start to see it a bit differently within the flat Earth model. The word rift itself just means crack, split, or break in something. It doesn't mean cloud of giant stars trillions of miles away. The Great Rift, it's also known as well. So, have a little look at some words in Genesis. Just to make it clear, Genesis wasn't written by a god. It's just a very, very old scripture. And what we see is a lot of design of the firmament. This is how Genesis explains this reality. It says flat Earth, sun and moon quite close, and the stars in the sky, all within the firmament, which many believe is a big lump of rock, a very thick layer of rock.
But I think it's a bit of proof that I, for one, have never seen before, not even in the flat Earth community. So check this out. It turns out in 1990, an Italian geologist, see, always good guys are Italian like myself, named Angelo Patonno was visiting Sierra Leone in the vicinity of the border of Guinea-Conakry to verify if a certain region of the country known as Kono was indeed rich deposit of diamonds. So you see, blah, 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 on and on they go. And then they go on to the story where they found this. And this is called the Sky Stone. Now, this is insane. I am almost positive, and I think they are too, they just don't want to say it, that this thing is a literal piece of the firmament. This rock is made up of 77.17%. Notice the 3 sevens? 77.17% oxygen. And when they crushed this up to put it underneath the microscope, they could no longer see it. It lost its color. This is a real thing. This is an absolutely real thing. After returning to Europe, Patonno took the blue stone to the Institute of Natural blah, blah, blah. To his surprise, tests showed that stone was not turquoise. It wasn't even officially cataloged. The blue stone he had discovered not only does not correspond to any known mineral, but the same material was also recently located in Morocco. Do you see what's going on? The sky is falling. How's that? And they literally have imagery of it all over the place. This is the stone itself right here. And it's pretty amazing. It was found with all sorts of artifacts. And again, they tested this thing to 3,000 degrees Celsius, yet its composition wouldn't alter. It was made out of 77.1% pure oxygen, and the remaining was carbon, calcium, and another unknown element. They were eventually able to locate an organic compound that is currently unknown to science.
God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven.
days when his planes were disappearing very quickly. A lot of them crashed into invisible barriers and disintegrated in mid-flight. This is an indication that the Germans had already perfected the force field shields, and they were up and operational around the German colony at Neuschwanstein. When he was retreating, basically the whole operation lasted for 1 week. They started at the end of February 47, and by the first week of March, they were through with the whole operation, and much earlier than scheduled. And
the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament.
And they also know that the earth has a firmament over it. And again, this is all declassified information from the Central Intelligence Agency. They say that one of the things they always say, they say that if you want to hide something from people, they always say with black people too, that if you want to hide something from people, you just put it in a book.
That is why I'm convinced there's a dome, but remember, do your own research on Flat Earth, and thanks for all the YouTubers making my life easier.